Welcome back to Soda City Live, everyone. Family and friends of longtime Richland 1 School District 1 board member, Prisma Health executive, and community advocate Vince Ford, they are working to keep his legacy alive. This Sunday, the inaugural Vince Ford Luncheon will be hosted by his family and friends and is taking place in honor of what would have been Ford's 65th birthday. Joining us today in the studio is a friend of Ford, a mentee of Ford, Stacy McPhail. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Before we jump into this luncheon, I want to know more about who Vince Ford was. I know a lot of people in the community was inspired by him and touched by him, but for the folks watching at home who may not know him, explain to us the giant that he was in this community.
Absolutely. Vince Ford was a fearless leader. He really was. He served with compassion. He really wanted to be the change that he wanted to see in the world, and he did that. He did a lot of things for the community, for students, for his mentees, and I'm just excited to be a part of this legacy luncheon that's coming up on Saturday.
And tell me more about your relationship with Mr. Ford, because he mentored you, right?
Yeah, he did. Actually, I met Mr. Ford in 1993. I was a college student getting out of college. I went to Benedict undergrad and didn't have a job, and he actually gave me my very first job at the Sickle Cell Foundation, where he was the executive director. He and I worked there for about 4 years together, and then we went our separate ways. He went to the Boys and Girls Club. I went to Toomey Hospital in Sumter. And then we found ourselves back together maybe 2 or 3 years later. And from 2000 up until his death, he and I worked together at Prisma Health.
Wow. And Mr. Ford passed away a few months ago, definitely leaving a sense of emptiness in the community, but people like you, along with other family and friends, are making sure that his legacy stays alive with this luncheon happening this Saturday. Tell us about the purpose of it and why you felt the need to hold it on what would have been his 65th birthday.
Yeah. So actually, after Mr. Ford's passing, we really wanted to do something to celebrate him. He would have retired on December 31st. He passed away on December 6th and would have retired on December 31st. And we knew that we were going to have a celebration of sorts, you know, to celebrate the time that he had spent at Prisma Health. He was planning to retire and sit back and enjoy life a little. And so we thought, why don't we do something big for him? Although he's not here, you know, physically, we can still do something meaningful. And his friends, his family started putting our brains together, started thinking about a way that we could really honor him, and thought that, you know, hey, why don't we start a foundation in his honor? Mr. Ford was really sensitive to families in need, to children, and just to the community at large. And we want to do something to celebrate him in a big way, and we want his legacy to live on. And so why not, we thought, have a luncheon, one to celebrate his retirement, but aside from that, keep the legacy alive and create a fund. And he has we now have a fund at Central Carolina Community Center, and that fund is going to establish the Vince Ford Foundation. And so we'd like for people to give. We'd like for people to attend the event on Saturday from 12 until 2 at Brooklyn Baptist. They can go to Eventbrite to register. We only have a few seats available, but we'd like for people, the community, to honor Mr. Ford, help us honor him in this way.
And what will be taking place at the luncheon? Obviously, there's going to be food there and a good time, but what would be the lineup for the program?
So there were lots of people, proclamations that people wanted to share at his services, but his family didn't want the political scene to be overshadowed by the sacred services, and so lots of proclamations. There will be some opportunities for people to hear about some scholarships in Mr. Ford's honor. We'll talk about more about the foundation and what that foundation is going to mean for our community, and then just again to celebrate him. He will also his family will be honored with his retirement plaque from Prisma Health. So We want to be sure that the community is able to hear, see, and share with his family this important celebration on his birthday, honoring him in a way that is so meaningful, we believe, to his family, and it would have been meaningful to him as well.
All righty. Well, thank you so much, Ms. McPhail, for coming on and sharing those details with us. We're going to pull up all the information you need to know to be in attendance at the Vince Ford Legacy Luncheon happening this Saturday. It's going to be at Brooklyn Baptist Conference Center, that's in Columbia, on Sunset Boulevard, this Saturday at noon. And tickets are still available. You can head to Eventbrite. We will also have that link posted on SodaCityLive.com when you click on this story. Well, still to come on Soda City Live, our guests are in the building. We have a good lineup today, including barbecue bash and teachers coming on. What's this fun event all about? Dondi's going to have the details up next.